Stop buying chicken feed. I'm serious. That $500 you spend every year at the feed store is making someone else rich, while your hens barely lay eggs, and I'm going to show you exactly how to never buy feed again using 3 simple systems that actually work. Here's what nobody tells you. Chickens aren't pets. They're not like dogs that need kibble from a bag. Chickens are foraging birds. For thousands of years, they fed themselves by scratching, pecking, and hunting for bugs. They balanced their own diet, they laid more eggs, and nobody was driving to the feed store every month. The feed companies have convinced you that chickens need their processed grain to survive. That's a lie, and it's costing you money while your hens stay unhealthy. John Seymour kept chickens for decades without buying commercial feed. He used 3 systems that cost almost nothing to set up, and these systems let your chickens feed themselves while actually improving your garden. The first system is the chicken tractor. This is just a mobile run with no floor that you build to fit over your garden bed. You plant a bed with rye or another quick-growing crop a month early, then you move the tractor over that bed. Your chickens spend 2 to 3 weeks eating every weed, every insect, and all that rye while they fertilize the soil. Then you move them to the next bed that you've already planted with another crop. The first bed is now perfectly prepared, weed-free and fertilized, ready for planting vegetables. The chickens are feeding themselves on greens and bugs. You're not buying feed. And they're doing work you'd otherwise have to do yourself, except they're doing it better because they don't miss a single weed seed or insect. The second system is the Balfour rotation method. You set up 2 grazing pens planted with grass, clover, and herbs, plus 1 scratching pen. You rotate your chickens between the 2 grass pens every 2 to 3 weeks. While they're eating down one pen, the other one regrows. They're feeding themselves on fresh greens all year round. The scratching pen is where you pile compost material, kitchen scraps, vegetable waste, straw, grass clippings, everything organic you can find. Your chickens spend hours digging through this material, eating worms, earwigs, and other insects. Every few weeks, you empty it out and you've got magnificent compost for your garden. The grass and clover keep regrowing, the bugs keep coming, and your chickens keep feeding themselves without you spending a dime at the feed store. The third system is orchard access. From November through February, you let your chickens roam in your fruit orchard. They eat all the insects that overwinter in the soil around your trees, the same insects that would attack your fruit in summer. They eat fallen fruit, they fertilize the soil around your trees, and this is free pest control and free fertilization. In March, when buds start forming, you move them out. In summer, when fruit is ripe, you keep them out so they don't eat your harvest. That's the whole system. Now here's how you feed them using the Worthington method. You give your chickens plenty of green stuff from the chicken tractor system, grass and clover from the Balfour rotation, and insects from both systems plus the orchard. Then you supplement with whole wheat and a small amount of fish meal or soy meal for protein. You let them eat as much as they want of whatever they want. Seymour proved that when you do this, chickens balance their own diet. They don't overeat and they lay plenty of eggs. Each hen will eat about 4 ounces of wheat per day and barely half an ounce of fish meal. That's it. Most of their food comes from your garden, from the systems you've set up. Here's what happens when you implement these 3 systems. Your feed costs drop by about $200 per year or more. Your garden beds become incredibly fertile because of the chicken manure and the work the chickens do preparing the soil. You get amazing compost from the scratching pen. Your fruit trees have fewer pest problems because the chickens ate the insects in winter, and your hens lay richer, healthier eggs because they're eating fresh greens and insects instead of dead processed grain. In the first year, you might spend $200 on materials to build the chicken tractor and fence the grazing pens, plus about $100 on wheat and protein supplement. That's $300 total, but you're saving $200 on feed, so your real cost is only $100. After that first year, you only spend about $100 per year on wheat and protein, and you never buy commercial feed again. This is what self-sufficiency actually looks like, right? You're not doing everything yourself. You're building systems that work without constant input from you. The chicken tractor works, the Balfour rotation works, the orchard access works, and once you set them up, they keep working year after year. Your chickens aren't an expense anymore, they're an asset. They're producing eggs, producing fertility, producing compost, controlling pests, and feeding themselves. Seymour wrote that chickens may well make the difference between success and failure in a small garden because when you integrate them into your garden properly, they improve everything. This is how country people kept chickens for generations. Their gardens were bursting with fertility because the chickens were part of the system, not separate from it. You can start with just one system and build from there. Build a simple chicken tractor first, plant one bed with rye, and move the tractor over it. Watch what happens. Your chickens will eat everything in that bed, they'll fertilize it, and they'll be healthier and happier than they've ever been on commercial feed. Then add the Balfour rotation. Then add orchard access if you have fruit trees. Each system feeds into the others, each system reduces your dependence on the feed store, and together these three systems eliminate it completely. That's it. 3 systems. Almost zero feed costs. Healthier chickens, better eggs, more fertile garden. This isn't complicated. This isn't some modern homesteading experiment. This is how chickens were kept for thousands of years before the feed companies convinced everyone that birds need processed grain in bags. Your chickens are foraging birds. Let them forage. Let them feed themselves. Stop making the feed store rich and start letting your garden feed your chickens for free.